Get the gear you need to move into the this is really, really rough if you're Julian. You don't manage to, actually he does manage to get the kill on this, so he's going to be able to get some loot out of it. His only other reward is just going to be G-Mart's trying to line up some damage onto this UAZ that's slowly going uphill, trying to turn back over down. Bullets are coming out. Finally one does go down, and I think that G-Mart's just going to go ahead and say, nope, you're mine. I don't care.
Scrubbing goes down. Worth noting earlier, Scrubbing was driving and Dizzy was in the passenger seat, and Dizzy just went ahead and jumped in the driver's seat and said, deuces, I'm out of here.
All right, we're back over here next to Novo. Remember that we do have several different squads that look like they were intersecting over in this general vicinity, and it looks like we do have a firm winner that has come out of that, and that's going to be Diesel. But there's still one other person that's out figuring out how they're going to play around that. Golden Glove's now caught inside the red zone, taking some shots at Grand Pooh Bear that's off in the distance, trying to secure that, and does manage to get the down onto it.
That history to safety, or his to safety, is, well, put in the books of history. He's got to get a partner to pick him back up. Ibiza, though, gets a nice kill there on Saab and also kills Buddha at the same time, taking that duo out of contention. Now he's rolling back around. Looks like he wants to play bridge camper this time around.
Gonna go ahead and see the other duo member going and picking up some loot inside of that. There we go. Golden Glove is actually going to push over towards Grand Pooh Bear, trying to use that rock for some form of cover. Remember that the red zone is going off all around them. At some point, an explosion could just turn this fight on its head. Golden Glove does go down to the red zone, and here we go. Now everything's coming out. You can see Blackout's just got to do this push. It is now a 1v1 where Grand Pooh Bear is hiding back behind this rock. At this point now it's going out, but he goes for the run forward, taking a lot of damage, barely gets it with a smidgen of life. He's gonna have to run back over and try to get that res as quick as he can.
You know what? You said red zone could shake this up, it sure did, but it wasn't enough for Grand Pooh Bear. He got him down to 10%, but just not enough spray.
All right, and we're seeing the long jump down off there. Looking like it's going to be a military circle. There's still a little bit of the northern section inside of here, but see, almost everybody's going, okay, we're either going to hold a bridge, we're swimming across, but we've got to get to military base.
Absolutely, so they are going to make their move across. Did see some people still doing a little bit of bridge. Now there's our leaders. Horses moving around the long. They got a long way to go getting to this circle, and they're taking a lot of damage.
We talked about it beforehand. They're doing a good job of playing for those positional points, ending up at the top of this. So Trick 2G on the but you can see that squad out of there. We're back over here with our Novo squads as it's starting to get a little bit more populated.
So you see Eli Thompson and Milton deciding to hold their position down there at those like garages or whatever they happen to be, storage sheds. Through the crate against Milton in just a second. Shroud on a bridge, not a big surprise. Watching Dizzy swim, trying to get the finish. He's going to come up for air in just a second. Shroud going to make the most of it, goes for the shot, not going to be enough.
This point, if you're Dizzy, just gonna get you see he hopping up, finds the exact right moment to be able to do so, and taking shots at you, just trying to get those little couple breaths of air. And look at that, those little piffs of water. He's gonna be at, and Dizzy just barely manages to make it back below the water again.
That's gotta be the worst, man. You know, there's not much. You can see the blood in the water behind you, for crying out loud, as she tries to swim herself to safety, but it's just not gonna be enough. Shroud tracking her like a dog who's got the scent.
Well, at this point, you just don't want to let him go. You're kind of invested in getting this kill at this point. Like, no, I'm not going to let you make it to land. Take what shots you can. We do have the red zone that's going off right now. It doesn't look like it's going to be too big of an influence.
Oh, Chad!
That's twice now. I'm casting cursing everybody that's involved in this with the red zone.
There it is.
We finally get the kill. Now we're going to see Shroud retreat back and going to get the res onto Chad.
What I like most is Chad went down to the red zone, and Shroud looked and said, you know what? I think I can get this kill. And went ahead and finished on his partner. So we should knock here and fight against Uber. Is an iron sight AK-47 I see, but he doesn't care.
Doesn't manage to make it back into safety, though. You can see just had so little life after that fight. Dies just a couple of feet outside the play zone. So
that'll be the end of it.
Gonna come rolling in, UAZ right back behind him. So you're seeing a couple of these squads opting into staying on the northern side, trying to get these long distance shots, but it's not gonna pay off for them. Look at all these people right now that are on this far western side. All of them are gonna have to push to the east.
So we're gonna have Inexpensive, Blackout, G-Mark, Krender. They're gonna have to come
into moving further up the hillside.
The commander made it inside with about 10% health, healed himself up, and they got finished by Shorty. So he is out of the game. Chad kills not Caliverse, and now Shroud head to head with Ava.
Ava's trying to avoid dying to the Viking death there, but yes, does get killed by the Molotov and the flame on the ground right in front of him. Chad's back looking the other direction. We are now down to 12 people up and alive. Very small circle with a lot of different hill terrains coming into it. We did see the tower be a big influencer last time. Now we're off to the side of the tower, and you can see that there's all these really big hills and dips that people are playing around.
Oh,
and just
he was sitting in the car.
Right by.
He just sat there the whole time.
That was so sneaky by Jericho, but realizing like nobody can see me from the spot, so I'm just gonna hang out right here. Somebody just runs by and is like, no.
I've heard of sneaky snakes, but sneaky deaky Jericho in his car play, and he gets right back in, sits in the back seat, and plans on just staying there, looking like a ditched car inside of the circle. It worked so far. Why not keep it going? So that's what he's gonna do. Back seat. The Uber driver went for gas, and I'm just hanging out, waiting for him to come back.
We've got over here with Lothric right now, who is Lyric, getting a secured kill onto that. So now we are down to 7. Everybody's playing on the edges right now and trying to force their way inside of this. Specifically with the way that these hillsides line up, you can see a lot of damage now coming out from Horsey, trying to make sure that nobody can come across this open field area.
Horsey with the tough shots, getting blocked by the UAC that he brought with him and the bike. Lots of back and forth weaving as King tries to get himself to that high ground. Horsey goes around the right side, wants to take some shots at Shorty. Shorty opens fire on him, gets him very low. Here comes the King, and he will finish the job. So Shorty gets Horsey with the UMP.
This we are now down to 6. You can see up at the top of it though, it is Sniper King and Abisa. Cloaksy just has such a beautiful line of sight down towards Lyric, manages to get the down on top of it, bring out the smoke grenade. I don't think that was the grenade that he intended to have out there. I was wondering about he was going for a frag. So Abisa and Sniper King are pushing off to the side of it. You can see that Abisa actually does get the kill onto Shorty. So we are in, it is a 2v1v1.
I think it's a 2v2 at this point with only 4 people alive, right? Oh no, 2v1v1, you're right. Sniper King and Ibiza. No, it's a 2v2, red versus green, and I guess there is a 5th little spoiler there in the form of Jericho.
Jericho's still just hanging out. The counter up in the top right is kind of messed up at the direct time, so that's how come we're seeing 2 different things that are going on. So with this, Cloaksy is doing the push down. Jericho's still being really sneaky right on the edge of the circle. No. Onto the UAZ, but Abisa does manage to get it into the circle.
Jericho's still playing quiet. He doesn't know, and it's actually working in his favor that it says 4 alive because it shows that nobody realizes he's there. There's the explosion of the car. They know they can't move again. Cloaksy going to try to wrap around. They're looking on top of the hill. He's got a lot of cover from his boys, but here comes the high ground push by Ibiza. Gets the spray down, knocks it out. 2 alive, but there's actually 3, so they've got to look around. Ibiza got to be a little bit confused by the number, but he knows sometimes that will happen. So Jericho is in the car, knows he's probably up against 1, maybe 2 at the most, and has to decide how to make this play.
At this point, everything comes down to how Jericho opts into playing this. Gonna finally have to leave the car behind as it is not inside the circle. I mean, I guess he could drive it in, not necessarily the way you'd want to play that. Jericho does actually have a very strong weapon right now. Not necessarily the best for close range, but rocking the iron sight onto this. No. Jericho just has not had the best loot as far as this goes through. Trying to make the run through, and with that, Abisa and Sniper King get first place with 13 kills. Abisa alone with 10.
Abisa with 10 kills. Mind-blowing play. Puts them in SNZ, by the way. Killed Shorty and Lyric just a second ago, so that is worth noting. Great double kill for him. Here comes the car, though. It's looking to get himself. Drove on by. I thought they were going to go for the run over.
Cringor's just going for style points with this. He's just running around, just trying to get that crossbow kill. You know, but it's have to opt into living the bush with Eli, lighting out over there. Scrubbing actually under a lot of pressure from Dimitri right now.
And so Dizzy actually trying to run the flank. You can see her off in the distance as Dimitri tries to keep him distracted. Meanwhile, Sniper King looks like he's getting a little bit of loot going on here. He killed Hughes Kelly, who I believe tried to drive into the compound.
Oh, and you just see another squad going right up next to Chad. Nice job coming out. Gonna get the kill on the left Kage there. Machine Gunner's just off the side. Remember, he's hiding inside of a bush. So I don't think he's going to become part of this fight. He's kind of figured out that, okay, maybe I can't go through 27 kills. Maybe I'm just going to have to hide out for a bit. Maybe go for some position.
One does not simply drive by Chad. Yes, without simply driving.
Grindor managed to do it with the 7 kills. He managed to get a kill onto Electra Ray, who is one of our top performers right now with the crossbow.
So a nice kill there. Did it with the crossbow. Missed the animation, and the crossbow kill animation is my favorite. Meanwhile, Machine Gunner was able to kill Shroud with an M4. So that tightening in the bush actually worked out for him.
And so with this, we're seeing a lot of the guys that are at the top, or guys and girls that are at the top
from
of our leaderboard.
Chad with the big push, wants to catch Machine Gunner, throws the grenade, just barely misses. He peeks the wrong side. Chad's up close and personal, switches over, goes for the spray. Can't finish the job. Chad gets vengeance for his partner.
And so now all of Shroud's and Chad's hopes and dreams rest solely onto Chad. You see Anonymous has a nice line of sight on the Alamo itself. You actually do see a good deal of range before it goes out of here, so it looks like there was a little bit of a skirmish happening there. They cleaned it up with the other squad in position there, obviously moving.
No, there was a bit of a skirmish. I believe Kelly got killed from the side of there off of the push. You see Sniper and Abiza still holding down the Alamo. But this is not great. He did move at just the right time, but he was able to dodge all 3 shots from Anonymous.
And that becomes one of the big things. You know, as you're running around trying to see where everybody's at, just do those peeks. Don't stay in one position for too long. And I gotta say, I love it whenever the buggies and vehicles will roll down hills after a couple of shots going on. Anonymous still holding down the single, though. You can tell that they've already kind of looked like this general vicinity that they might not have found it yet, but that was pretty good idea.
They didn't get the script from the drive right out the back. Anonymous maybe tries to go for the spray down here. Meanwhile, we see DSNG who's getting a lot of kills in this round. Going for the car spray, not quite on target to get it. Chad, by the way, killed Joshua G with a vehicle explosion. And Chad at the same time.
Trying to get the spray down onto the motorcycle, definitely hard to do. But it is just squad after squad pushing up right next to him. You see Chad going for the shot. Very nice coming out for the knockdown onto Mr. Moon, who is stuck outside the blue. Vertigo is still doing a hard push as well, but I think that Chad's going to be happy with the knockdown and try to reposition the safety.
The knockdown's going to equal a kill this far outside the blue zone. He knows it, and he's just going to drive to safety. The problem is, will there be somebody waiting? It looks like that complex up there has already been abandoned, so he may actually get safely into the zone. Meanwhile, Blackout with the 2X going to go ahead and take away Sniper King's car. You saw them come in. They're no longer in the safety of the Alamo.
All right, so we have 31 people up and alive right now. Everybody's just trying to make it in towards these last couple of circles, and it looks like it's just slowly pushing up that hillside just to the south of school and apartments. So this could be a very bloody last couple of circles, but I have to say I absolutely love hill fights. I love to see the way people play around the terrain. Chad doing a nice hop over the wall to secure the kills onto this.
Chad's not letting up. He wants that kill count. He's happy to do so as he moves and loots. I haven't seen anything out of Trick or Horsey yet, so I don't know if they're still in this round as our current leaders. We'll check in on them when we get a chance to. Dizzy stuck behind a tree, defending her partner as best she can, and Summit 1G gets the easy finish there with the M16, removing those threats from his way.
Slowly getting whittled down. Remember that this is the last round, so everything kind of hinges on how everybody plays off of this. You can see
what
that
a circle.
Only Elohime is inside of the circle right now.
He is the sun, and the rest of us are simply revolving